How rock and roll's that pint of orange, eh? There's a story behind that pint of orange. I ordered a pint of orange at the bar and there was a bloke next to me, and as I ordered the pint of orange, he sort of snarled and said, "This is a fucking pub, this. What are you drinking orange for?" I said, "You drink orange, mate, if you got what I've got." He said, "Oh, what have you got?" I said, 60 fucking p. This next point's called the bingo queue, and this could be the ambassador. My mum's done the tour of every bingo in the country. She's a bingo professional. And I am selling a book tonight, by the way. All proceeds go towards my mum's link-up ticket fund. So if you buy a book, you know, a 72-year-old woman's going to buy a link-up. Is it the gala now? I don't know if it's a gala. She goes all over. But at this point in the bingo, did you turn me off then? Someone turn me off? Is that you? Fascist. The bingo queue, yeah. So if you imagine the women queuing up in the bingo queue, this was written about the women when I was growing up in the Labour Club in Little Old where I'm from. And these are sort of women sort of bitching and whinging. It's called bingo queue. I see they're going away again, 4th time, you know, this year. I don't know how they do, you know, with what they're spending here on being. I bet they got on night flights, they can come and swank in here. They'll be sat in folk with cases and all the new holiday gear. I mean, he don't work and she's part-time, he don't half make you wonder. Me and Sid saved and saved for something. It did no but rain and thunder. I got him steak for his tea, near on £4.30, 40 pence for head of lettuce. No net curtains are filthy, dirty. Police were at their door again, nothing but a family of crooks. I'd lock them all up, throw away the key, I won't stand for it. Give us £4. Cheers. So on a scale of 1 to 10 poetry, you're getting there. It's not all fucking baggy linen, Marks and Spencer's frocks and corduroy pants, you know, moth-eaten middle class nonsense. Some of it's alright. There you go. Anyone grew up in a council house, just out of interest? I live in York now. You imagine that? I live in York. Imagine saying that in York. A council house? What's one of those things? That's where the workers live. This is a typical front room when you were growing up. It's my front room when I was growing up, and it's still the front room where my mum is now. It's called Spanish Dolls. Was it Benidorm, Lanzarote, Fuengirola or Salou? On velvet mats hung up like plaques in your council house front room, with the wood chip and nanny glitter and a nicotine dartex ceiling. The odds and ends and current trends made the 70s kitsch appealing. Was it double diamond, what needs 7.5, or baby sham, stacked and stored on the old sideboard that once was the radiogram, with ornaments in pride of place from every seaside town, and a mouse was harassed in a green brandy glass by a cat peering over looking down? Was it Radio Reynolds, Radio 1 or Radio Luxembourg that as we choke in a room full of smoke played the tunes that we hadn't heard? And the flamenco Spanish senorita dolls on that mantelpiece, a gift from Spain, they watched the pulmonary vein fill up with chip and grease. Was it World in Action, World of Sport, Walden's Weekend World, and a midweek thrill from Ben Hill and them semi-naked girls, and a version of the crying boy cried upon the wall, and next to the Pope hung up with rope with St. Peter and St. Paul? Was it cancer, emphysema or a massive heart attack? And the smell of flowers in the final hours turned out all dressed in black, and stripping through the wallpaper with sweat and gritted teeth where wedding vows and 1,000 rows reveal the love underneath. And the flamenco Spanish senorita dolls on the mantelpiece have all but gone, except for one which sits inside of me. Thank you, cheers! There's a reason there's war where there's an oil supply. There's a reason where the US of A's ally. There's a reason there's over 600 channels on Sky. There's a reason why the hoi polloi must comply. There's a reason council tenants could buy their own home. There's a reason for easy credit and personal loans. There's a reason for the debt in the Eurozone. There's a reason for profit of all we once owned. There's a reason for every false flag in the press. There's a reason your pub's now a Tesco Express. There's a reason moderation turned into excess. There's a reason for each and every one of the protests. There's a reason the elite are allowed to succeed. There's a reason for folk wanting more than they need. There's a reason, and have reasonable reason to believe. There's a reason, and the reason's quite simple. It's greed. Hey. Yes, right here. Any Jehovah's Witnesses in? That often sends a ripple around the room. And I don't mean to offend any religion with this next one, because I am an atheist. I've not always been an atheist. I converted to atheism when I was about 7. The same time I stopped believing in Wee Willie Winkle and Father Christmas and the Tooth Fairy and all that sort of stuff. But Jehovah's Witnesses came to my house, and I love talking to Jehovah's Witnesses, because anybody that's got any faith, I find it fascinating, because I haven't got any myself. So we're talking to them, and they showed me a picture of heaven, and it was an artist's impression. So there you go, straight away, it was a drawing. And I lit a cigarette up as he was talking to me, and he said, oh, you don't want to do that, they're killers, they are. It doesn't matter, does it? Look at that, it's beautiful. I'm drinking wine, eating bread, it's lovely, green grass. So I did this poem for him, and I perform a lot with my eyes shut, and I did it at the front door, but anyway, I got my dressing on, I might have had a onesie on actually, I can't remember, it was a winter's day. And I was smoking my cigarette, and I did this poem with my eyes shut. When I opened them, they'd gone. This is called When I've Gone. It's my ode to an atheist. If and when I start to dribble, if I'm cabbaged and locked in a trance, and if spastic paralysis and motor neurons have me shitting and pissing in my pants. If you find me on the precinct in now, put me undies and socks, ship me off to that place in Switzerland, send me back in a cardboard box. Don't waste money on a fancy casket, a cortege of fancy cars, and I don't want to sit on no mantelpiece in an ornate fancy vase. Don't be dressing me up or combing my hair and ivorying about how I look. Don't be fussing over what I should be wearing, I'll be dead. I won't give a fuck. Whip me on down to wherever, where every day's a Guy Fawkes Day. Sling me in the back of a transit van and sing yourself a song on the way. Don't talk about what was before, just turn me to dust and move on. Sack the music, the eulogy and requiem, because I won't be out with it when I've gone. And when I open my eyes, they're gone. Never to return, and they were lovely people, they really are. If they come to your house, you should maybe do that poem for them. But you'll have to buy a book first, because it's in there, so they come to your house. Lovely people, seriously, I'm not knocking any religion, I just think it's horse shit. Sorry.